Okay, here we go. So I put the slide deck together because I couldn't find all the information about who is eXp in one place. So all the stuff we have talks about rev share, talks about commissions, and talks about a few of these things, but not in the detail that I'm going to go in. So we put it together and we called it the eXp Realty Advantage, tools you can use, and we're the #1 independent and cloud-based brokerage. So that's probably the most important thing that everybody knows, is that we're the #1 independent brokerage, right? But who is eXp? So eXp Realty is owned by eXp World Holdings, which is the parent company. But along with eXp Realty, which is the residential side, we also have eXp Commercial, we have eXp Global, we have Bundle Select. Does anybody know what Bundle Select even is?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, we're going to get into that. We own the Success brand, Verbella, which is our virtual world, and Zoocasa. And we're going to get into these in more detail. But all of these individual companies make up eXp World Holdings. Okay. So obviously, everybody knows we were founded in 2009, and now we're in 24 countries, and we have over 89,000 real estate agents worldwide, of which I believe there's about 80,000 in the US and then 9,000 everywhere else, or 80,000 US and Canada and 9,000 everywhere else in the world. So we still have a pretty good amount, right? And, you know, we never stop expanding, we never stop growing. And we're really like seamless, right? We're really borderless, and everybody collaborates from all over the world. And no matter what you need, you can find in eXp World. You just have to know where to go to get it. But it's all that, right? And so who is eXp Commercial, right? In eXp Commercial, that's the only place you can do business brokering. So when eXp Commercial was created, you could only do commercial over there. But they came to realize that a lot of residential agents did commercial at a lower level. So with the way E&O is set up, you can do any commercial deal under your realty license except for business brokering, because our E&O doesn't cover you for business brokering. So if you have a business referral, you know somebody wants to sell a business, you must refer that to an eXp commercial agent or some commercial agent that can help you with that transaction, because that has to close under the commercial side. Okay. Now, we also have Extend a Hand Charity. So this charity is great. What is it about? It's about helping our fellow agents in a time of need, whether it be a disaster, a personal effort that they're going through. And I believe sometime first quarter of 2024, they're going to roll out, if somebody wants to donate a set amount from their commission checks, they can automatically contribute to this charity from their commissions on every paycheck. And they do great work, right? They help people in Hawaii, they help people with the hurricanes and flooding, and they help people who unfortunately have cancer or some other health issues and are out of work and need a little bit of money to help pay medical bills or whatever the case may be. But if you know somebody who's an agent that is really going through a difficult time health-wise and can use a little extra, certainly you can reach out to Annie Pellegrini at Extend a Hand Charity, and she'll send out the forms and you fill them out with the name of the people. They send them a questionnaire. It's like 3-4 questions. Next thing they know, they got a deposit in their bank account. They really do some wonderful work. Now we're in 24 countries. We're continuing to grow. Hopefully in 2024, maybe we'll add a few more, because it would be nice to, be in some other countries. And so, the global people are looking into that. But the thing that they're doing now is they're trying to take everything that Realty has created and duplicate it in all these other countries. So we see a big effort in the things we do here in the US being duplicated in Canada, right? But they're now starting to duplicate them in Mexico and in other places. And so I think these countries are really going to get elevated, and our visibility is going to take off as far as that goes, right?
Good.
So as far as agent attraction, these are all new in 2023. These are great programs. I don't profess to know them all in great details, but what I can tell you is that for brokerages that want to move over, and I think they have to have like $100 million worth of business, there's this boost program, and you can reach out to whoever's the director of growth of that state where you're trying to recruit a brokerage, and they will help you because they have all kinds of plans where they give them money back in revenue share to make sure they're whole and they're not losing any money for X period of time after the first year that they've moved over, to make sure that nobody leaves and they continue to do this kind of business, right? So they give them a little extra in revenue share to entice them to move over to the main owners and brokerages, right? Then they have the accelerated program for individual agents where they're opening lines 2 and 3 for the first year to incentivize them to recruit agents and help the agents that they're recruiting recruit agents, right? And so that's just for their first year within eXp. So if they don't recruit agents, then they're not going to get the full value of people in their downlines, right?
So Gail, go over that one more time. You said,
okay, so I bring somebody in, and they join. Now they don't necessarily have 4 people right away that level 2 or level 3 are open. But if one of their agents brings in somebody and that's their level 2 person, so you don't have enough on your so FLQA, so you're not getting the full percentage, you're getting that smaller percentage of their dollars. But for the first year, they're going to give you the full value to incentivize you to bring in more people, so that hopefully at the end of 1 year, you have enough in your FLQA to keep your lines 2 and 3 open at the high level.
So Gail, with that, is it automatic with the Accelerate program? Okay.
It's automatic for agents who are joining now.
Wow. That's a good deal.
Yes. And this has been out here for 6 months, probably, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, and I don't know how long it's going to continue, but it's out there for the moment, right? And then Thrive is a program for teams. So if you have teams that want to move over, it's based on 12 months of previous production and, as far as what all the different levels are. If you click here, you want to learn more, you can find all the information in more detail. And again, you can reach out to whoever the director of growth is in your state that you're looking to recruit somebody, and they will be happy to help you on any of these platforms with more details and more questions. So that's just the high level. But the thing is that they're creating new platforms all the time to help us sponsor and bring in more agents, right? I say to everybody, if everybody brings in 1 agent, we double in size, right? So moving right along, we have an eXp consumer technology. We have ProTech Labs. And what do? They work on the referral platform, the agent directory, the search when you want to look for things at eXp, the My Link, My Lead, and the agent, your profile, so that people can see it. And so they're partnering.
Sorry, Gail, you said my link, my lead, or my listing, my lead?
We're going to get into all that. So
okay.
But all of this stuff falls under the ProTech Labs department of eXp, okay. Right? And the same thing with the referrals. I can't even tell you in Florida how many referrals we get. Thousands. We sign hundreds every week of referrals that come in and out of Florida. It's amazing. And so you can do that all through exprealty.com/referrals, right? So that's that link. And if you want to learn more about the consumer technology, that's this link at the top of the page as well. So eXp Exclusives brand new, rolled out November 1st. This was launched to everybody in Las Vegas. And so eXp Exclusives is powered by Zenlist, which is an independent company. And it's pretty much an MLS for eXp, right? And there are a lot of people this time of year that don't want to put their houses on the market, want to list in January. And, if they don't list till, January 4th, January 15th, after the holidays, they take down all their Christmas stuff. It certainly gives them the time, if they meet somebody, to sell their house on their own. And I see a lot of people taking listings and putting them into eXp Exclusives so that the only people who could see it are other eXp agents, right? And I think people are okay with that. putting it out there just for us to see and not putting it out there for the whole world. But what does that do? That gets you the listing today and doesn't give the seller the ability to sell that home on their own over the next few weeks, right? So it helps
And it
us.
doesn't rack up days on the market in a slower
Correct.
economy. It gives everybody an opportunity at eXp.
Right. And so you can't market it on social media and things like that, because
Right.
that would go against the clear cooperation, right? But eXp Exclusives is 90,000 agents, and what company can you put your listing out there to 90,000 agents around the world, right? You never know who's getting a transfer, who knows somebody. And so this is a great way to do that. And so then you can give out your links from your platform to your customers so that they could see these exclusives all across the country if they're now relocating, right? Because even on Zillow or realtor.com, they can only see the listings that we're putting out there, but they can't see the exclusives. And if you're listing high-end properties like people do here in Boca and Palm Beach Island and things like that, I mean, those people don't really want their houses in the MLS, right? They don't want the whole world to see their house and their valuable artwork and things like that. So this is a great way to be able to get those high-end listings and keep them private, right? And once they're private, guess what? 90,000 agents around the world can see it. And we have a lot of luxury agents with customers that are always buying additional properties. So this will give them visibility for that. But the other reason behind it was that, God forbid, something happens and the MLSs and NAR and the boards all go away. We now have a platform that we could load all our listings in, and we have our own internal MLS, right? And so there's only one other company that I know of that is using this platform, because you can only do it if your company is like eXp, where you're one company for the whole country. As soon as you're a franchise and each person's their own office, you cannot do this, right?
So Gail, can I ask you a question? How do we get to Zenlist for eXp? Where do we access that?
I can send you a link for that with a video of how to do that. And they're constantly doing trainings also, and that'll give you the link to that as well, right?
Okay, great. I'll load that in Titans, guys.
Okay. And then, so this is great. So you just need to leverage that. You're probably getting emails from Zenlist over the last couple of weeks as well. Okay, so moving right along, we have eXp Expert Care Desk here to help you solve your problems. They're now open 24/7. So even if you've got a problem at midnight, they're there to at least guide you. They may not be able to get you the answer 24/7, but they just launched 24/7. But here's the phone number where you can reach them, the 833-303-0610. And so they're there to help you around the clock.
Everybody should have that in their contact list.
Yes, and expert care at exprealty.net, right? So all the company emails are .net, all the agent emails are .com.
Right.
And, and they always come in and always ask for help, or an agent needs a call or whatever. So we work with them and they work with our staff interactively every day. Okay, so then we have eXp Life, and you probably get emails from them and you probably don't read them, but they're really great articles about people that are on the move and things that are happening within the company. And I'm going to give you a tidbit of what I'm doing with eXp Life, right? So my personal opinion, and Karin can verify whether she agrees with me, is that small brokerages, less than, I would say, easily 50 agents, are just not going to make it through these lawsuits and the stress of everything that's going on. And for sure, they'll be out of business, even if you have less than 100 agents, if the MLSs and everything go away. So I'm now spending my time compiling a list of those small brokerages, and I'm going into eXp Life and I'm picking out the paragraphs from the articles that they write about some big team or some brokerage that closed and joined eXp, so that I can make like a promo sheet that I can give to a broker of a small company and say, hey, look, these people joined and this is what they had to say. Would you be open to a conversation after you took some time to review this?
And Gail, I do agree with you. And the deal is, people don't understand that all those Keller Williams are franchises. Yep. So they're different offices. They have their own LLC as a Keller Williams regional office. And they're not allowed to do the pocket listings except to like their 100 agents, or the
Correct.
Remaxes are franchises, the Berkshire Hathaways are franchise, all those different companies are franchises.
The only company that's not franchises are Redfin and Compass. And I know for a fact that Compass uses Zenlist. Whether or not Redfin does, I have no idea. But I can't think of another national company that is under one roof versus franchised.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You
a
know,
good
maybe,
place for us to be.
yeah. I mean, maybe Real, maybe LPT. I don't know how those companies are formulated, but you know, they're so small compared to who we are.
Yeah,
It's
they're
going to
tiny.
take them 10 years to get where we are. So
Right.
anyway, eXp Life has some great information, and besides the weekly trainings that are coming up for the next week and articles about people who are joining, it's also where they send out the links for all these new programs that agents don't know about because they're not reading eXp Life emails that come to you probably once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, right? Not more than that. And if you don't open them, they wind up in your spam. So look there, but it's a wealth of really cool information, right? So back last May at Summit in Orlando, Glenn stood up and he gave this whole big talk about ChatGPT, and he asked ChatGPT to interpret eXp Realty, and this is what it came up with. eXp, so entrepreneurial spirit, exponential growth, progressive technology, and Realty stood for revolutionary approach, empowering agents, agent-centric focus, learning and collaboration, transparent culture, youthful energy. And when he said that, like, you know, when you look at this, that's really who eXp is, right? That is our culture. That is our motto of who we are, right? So pretty funny that a computer program interpreted the letters from eXp Realty, and this is what it spit out. I thought that was ingenious, and
That's funny.
just taking some kudos. But we now have our own AI called Luna, and you can find her in Workplace. And you know, the more questions we ask, the better it will be. And it doesn't always spit out great answers. I have to tell you, sometimes it gives you an answer and it's like, oh no, that's not what I was looking for. But if we don't use it, then it won't get better, right? So we have to do that. The next thing is, you know, I don't know how many people are luxury agents, but eXp launched luxury a year ago or so, 18 months. And they really are doing some great stuff. And the platform and the training is really, really good. The agents who put this platform together all came from Sotheby's and Compass and Corcoran and all the top name luxury brands, and they made sure that whatever this was going to be, it was going to be better than anything they ever had at any of those brands, so they could grow luxury. And luxury's got 1,000 agents in it now in the United States, and they just
It's
launched.
an amazing program. It really is.
They just launched it in Canada and to global, so it's out there and it's growing. And here's a sampling. So they charge $2,500 for the year, and you could have up to 10 listings at any one given time. You should only have 15 that you have to pay the extra $199 for the extra 5, right? Because that should only be my problem, that I have 10 listings over $1 million in my market that I have to worry about the next 5. Anyway, even if you're not in a market where $1 million is luxury, it's like 2 or 2.5 times your average sale price. So you can work with the luxury department and you can figure out what luxury is in your neighborhood. But this is a sampling of some of the websites that they're now using, because even though some of these are periodicals, magazines, and you can pick them up in a newsstand or whatever, most people aren't reading this. Everybody's looking online. And so they syndicate your listing to, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 platforms. And they have this great tool through, I believe, Luxury Presence, where you put in the photo of the front of the property that you're thinking of listing. And you can actually download and print this out of what the ad in each of these magazine or online magazine periodicals would look like. And you can show it to your seller before you take the listing. And when you show that to them, nobody else can do this like we can. I don't know how you can't get the listing. So they've got some great tools. They do great training. You can find them in Workplace. They have a luxury thing that every week they have a luxury conversation, like a webinar presentation where you can find out more about luxury and stuff. So, if luxury is your thing in your market, then great. They have wonderful business cards and marketing material. They're really, really classy. Some of their cards, their business cards, I don't know. I'm going to see if you could see these, but this is the black one. It's the really thick one, and it's got the gold edges, but it's simplistic, but beautiful, right? It's really elegant. And then they have a white one, the same with the gold trim, and you can put your initials on it. And, luxury agents don't put their photos on their business cards, but they have some really classy, really nice stuff. And the people who are running it, the agents, super, super nice people, happy to help you. So I don't know how many people use the eXp Marketing Center, but they have great stuff. We're not all graphic designers, right? We're not all Canva experts, and we don't all have marketing people on our payroll. And so they have really upped this over the last year. I would say when I joined 2 years ago, it was but now it's really good. It's sleek, it's modern, and you can just look at some of the sampling of items that I've duplicated here from there. And you can see everything is very modern, very beautiful, and you should be proud to use some of this stuff because I think it will only help, right? And they have lots more. This is just a small sampling. So I would take a look at that, and you can find that in Enterprise.
Enterprise, got it.
Okay, so now write this down, Revenos.com. So Revenos is the department or the branch that eXp created that sole purpose is to bring in relationships with outside companies so that we would get referral business. Okay. And it's called Revenos because the idea is that it's going to boost your income and your revenue, right? So that's where that comes from. And the first thing they have is the affinity program. And if you're not affinity certified, you need to get affinity certified. You can go on Revenos.com and click on it and sign up for their program. I believe affinity along with eXp offers are all learn at your own speed.
Express offers.
Express offers is, but I think affinity is as well, okay. Where bundle select, relocation are actual classes that are live that you have to attend, right? So the affinity program is, they have a relationship with a company called Home Story. They have a relationship with Chase Bank. They have a relationship with Rocket Mortgage and many other places where these places are qualifying people for loans. And now what do they do with those leads? Well, guess what? Now they're sending them to eXp Realty, and we're giving them out by the thousands to agents across the country. Of course, there's a referral fee to them. There's the referral fee to Revenos. But even if you're making it a little less, something's better than nothing. And now you've made a relationship with another consumer who can now refer you business all over the world that you can refer out, or locally with people that they're connecting and meeting with and telling them, oh yeah, we worked with such a great realtor when we moved here. She was terrific, or he was terrific. And so that's a great program. Bundle Select is amazing. So Bundle Select is a software program, and it had some kinks in it. So guess what eXp did? They went out and they bought it and they fixed it. And the whole idea behind the Bundle Select is that if you know somebody who owns their own business or is, head of HR, or can put you in touch with somebody in HR, and a company wants to increase the free benefits they offer their employees, like gym memberships and so on. Well, now they can offer real estate services, and you give them a discount in commission. And if they're moving locally, then obviously you would get those leads and you could list and sell those homes and resell them something else. But if they're moving and it's not necessarily a relocation where the company is paying for it out of your area, they would get referred out and you would get a referral fee, and you can manage the entire company through this platform. And the first company that somebody signed up was Progressive Insurance. So now anytime somebody who's not a corporate relo in Progressive that moves anywhere in the country, that agent's going to get a referral fee. I think it's 10%. And so if you can sign up a bunch of companies, man, you want to talk about revenue on top of revenue share? Holy moly. This is an awesome platform. Go on to revenos.com, sign up for the next training. I mean, all you got to do is sign up a couple companies. I mean, the sky's the limit, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And during harder times for people to move where they don't have enough money to in order to get employees to move, great employees to move around the country, folks will have to go back to offering relocation services and benefits. And this is one of those things to get the
yeah.
very best people, and companies are going to they'll have to go back to it.
Yeah, and companies are trying to bring culture and value now to their employees, right? Especially for these young kids coming out of college. They want to know what's the culture of your company. And I say, what's the training program and the paycheck, right? But they don't feel that way. They want to know what the culture is. And I know because I got a 22 and a 26-year-old. And when I talk to their friends, they're like, oh, yeah, they have such great culture. Like, who gives a shit about the culture, right? What, right, Karen?
Show me the money.
What's the training program? What's your path to success? What does your future look like? And how much are they paying you, right? What are the benefits, right? No, they want to know about the culture. Okay, well, that's different in generations. There you go. But, you know, this is a great resource because we know that some of the most stressful times is when people buy and sell homes, right? But if they work with a great realtor, we reduce the stress, which makes them more productive at work. And so this is a great way to have a company show some additional value, that they care about their people, and you can promote it that way and, you know, make some extra dollars, right? I mean, like, what a great program. So Express Offers, everybody knows what Express Offers is. A great iBuyer platform with cash offers for your sellers. They just teamed up with Open Door, so now we're getting those leads as well for being able to offer additional cash offers. And we put on a huge platform last week of top producers for the state of Florida, and we have some of our top agents who know their buyer boxes and know what their investors in their area want. And if they have a potential listing, they actually will make a trip out there, take some photos of these houses, make it a two-step process, go back, get some cash offers, and when they go to the listing appointment to get the listing signed, they'll actually give them and show them what the cash offers are. And so they're leveraging it, and now they've changed all their marketing to say cash offers. Doesn't say market value. Cash offers are what they are, right? Of course, they're going to be less, but they're instantaneous. You never know what your customer's pain point is and when they need to get out, right? Or whether or not they want people in their house. Maybe, you know, they're getting over an illness and they don't really want the germs. So people will take cash offers for different reasons all the time. So they're just leveraging it. They've updated signs and all their marketing to say guaranteed cash offer. Doesn't mean you have to take it, but they are giving you a guaranteed cash offer. And so I found that very interesting, that they're really taking this platform and bringing it to the next level and embracing it. So I think if you're not Express Offer certified, you need to be.
Gail, Dion has a quick question. Dion?
I just wanted to add to what you're saying, Gail. Thank you so much for all this information.
Yeah.
It also, I have my certification on all these programs.
Yeah.
On the flip side of Express Offers too, like if you see a listing that's been on the market for a very long time, you can also ask permission from the listing agent if you can present it in Express Offers, and you can get a deal going that way as well. So it works both ways.
Great information.
That's very, very good. You know, and for sale by owners, I mean, knock on a door, have a cash offer in your hand, right? You kind of get some of the photos off of Zillow and stuff that they're putting it on there already, and you probably could just show up with some offers, and you just never know. And even if they don't accept the offer, you just may get a listing appointment out of it, or a full-blown listing. And and they're going to take the Open Door. They're going to be rolling out some programs end of Q1. So look for that, because it's going to get exciting here very soon.
Good.
I also added some of the links to the workplace group, because that's a good place to start, where everyone can sign up and see when the trainings are coming, etc.
Yep. And if you go on revenos.com, you can see all their programs. You could see their links to all their training and stuff. They have a calendar, and you can sign up for everything right through revenos.com.
Great.
So here's more about Express Offers. They also now have an institutional investor segment. So they brought somebody in, this gentleman who had relationships with the Blackstones of the world, so that when they want to sell off some of the properties in their portfolio, we're going to get those listings and, pay their referral fee. But, it's just more listings coming our way. So that's another reason that you have to get certified in all these programs. And of course, Open Door. We also have a relationship with a company called Revity. And what they do is they help short-term rental certifications for people who want to buy houses and constantly rent them. Not so much Airbnb, but short-term, 3 to 6 months. And so they help with that too. And this woman or guy, Jesse Martinek, you can email them directly and they'll tell you more about their program. So if you have an investor, that's a program you might be able to connect them with that will help them keep people in their properties.
Great.
So of course we have eXp Relo, we have Beacon Relocation, Dawn Conchatori and Cindy Nixon came from the Relo world, and they know everybody at all the Relo. They know people at Cardis, they just know people everywhere. And they're building those relationships stronger and stronger. And we're getting a lot of those referrals of corporate Relos. They've also partnered with Home Story, which I've talked about, which is Chase and Freedom Mortgage and PennyMac and SoFi, and they're getting leads when their loan officers are pre-qualifying people. And there's many, many more. This is just a short example, right? We also have an REO section of this department. And what they did, again, they brought in somebody who was an REO manager, has relationships with banks. And as companies or banks are foreclosing on homes, we're getting those REO opportunities, right? Starting with BPOs, turning into listings if they actually foreclose on them. And I saw a post in Workplace last week with a bunch of cities across the country and how many potential deals are coming in each of those cities. And they were looking for people and teams that can scale up and go out there and do those BPOs and take those listings. So if you're not REO certified and that's something you want to jump on the bandwagon, I would say do that sooner than later. We already talked about the institutional investors, and this program I love, right? Because nothing better than giving back to our military, right? So we have a military program. They get a 25% cash back buyer concession or seller on their commission. And it's available to their children, spouses, parents, grandparents, active, retired. It's just another way that you can market yourself and have another marketing program to increase business, right? And something you can put out there on Facebook and Instagram. And you never know who's going to have a relative that needs to move, because most people, it's only for you, the active person. Sometimes it includes the retired vets, but a lot of times it doesn't. And this extends to their whole family. So, I would give a 25% referral fee for a buyer or seller any day of the week. So I think this is wonderful.
Gail, can I pop you back a slide, please? On the relocation, no, go forward one. The Beacon Relocation, the Home Story, where do they go to get certified for those? And when is the certification?
So those are through eXp Relocation. That's just some of the Relo partners that they have in the relocation area. And those are 4 classes. You have to attend them in person. They're excellent. Even if you never get a Relo, they're going to make you a better listing agent and a better buyer's agent.
Right.
They're really, really good. They're about an hour and a half by the time all the Q&A is done. They're like 4 weeks in a row. Sometimes they speed them up and do 2 classes, 1 week to the next week. They probably will start again in January, and they usually teach them monthly.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Making It Rain is a lead generation program that's under the Revenos. I don't really know a lot about it, but there are people who do use it and get leads all the time. So I would tell you to, go on the Revenos and find out more about it if you have a budget in order to bring in some leads, right? And along
Making
with
It Rain's on our eXp Enterprise platform too, Gail.
Yep, it is, but I've never used it since, I work for the company and stuff. So, but
I don't know why we don't.
it can't hurt to learn about it, right? It is a platform we have, and it's a big platform because it is on Revenos right there at the bottom of the screen. So, you know, we need to be embracing those things because the company has affiliations. We do get discounts, make our money go further, right? And along with the military program, we are now having a first responders first program for doctors, nurses, paramedics, EMTs, teachers, and social workers. And again, it's a 25% cash back, but it's a service you can go to hospitals, medical centers, and you can promote that. And again, maybe sign them up through Bundle Select, but what a great way to do that. And again, children, spouses also qualify. And if you want to know what the fees are going to be, the Revenues Department has a calculator, and you can figure out, you know, probably by the time you're done, you're probably paying out, I would guess, 45%, unless you're on 100%, you've already capped, then it's just the 25, 30% to Revenues. But, you know, it's just a great way to continue to build business and relationships at the end of the day, right? So the exprealty.com website now has a link that you need to sign up for if you haven't already, called My Link, My Leads. And so you can advertise your link, and if somebody clicks on it and wants to do a home search and it's not in, and it's in your area, you get those leads. If it's not, they will automatically get referred out and you will get a referral fee. So that's pretty cool. That's been up and running officially, I think, since September. Something they have under construction, don't know when it will be out, but I love this. My listings, my leads. What a concept, right? Old fashioned real estate before Zillow, right? When it was realtor.com and before they were in the lead generation business, we had listings on there. We would get those leads as listing agents. Now we don't, but
Right.
eXp is going to get that back for us through our own website and our own platform. And if you go on to exprealty.com, to the website, and you look at a property, you'll see it has two tabs. One says speak to an eXp agent, and one says take a tour of this house with an eXp agent. So you need to be active on your website and know what's going on, so that when you're talking to customers, don't tell them to go to Zillow and tell you what houses are. Don't tell them to go to realtor.com. Tell them to go to exprealty.com. That's where we should be sending our buyers and our sellers, so that we keep our leads to ourselves and they're not clicking on with somebody else. And once they're registered to you, that's your customer, right? It's not going to go to every other eXp agent in your area. That is your customer. So eXp Solutions, so you can find that at solutions.exprealty.com. They have a training program. They've also broken out those solutions into client solutions for our customers, and listing solutions for when we take listings, and professional solutions for us to run our business. So everything is broken out into separate categories, but they've already vetted these vendors and the tools and services to bring to the agents. And this is growing all the time. And I've yet to see a vendor that they've signed up that we no longer partner with. So, but you never know. I try to stay on top of this as much as possible, right? So we have America Preferred Home Warranty. We have Build-A-Sign, Com Loans, which is for commercial lending. You can link right through to Build-A-Sign and they'll help you. Their customer service department is excellent. They're always running
And
specials.
usually there's a discount, right?
40, 50, 60%.
Mhm.
And they have their own workplace group too. And so you can always go on there and look for a link. Don't pay full retail. That would be a
And
shame.
you can also go into the hub in agent care services in the world and really do a deep dive in some of these different things as well.
Yeah. And if you go to, I think, buildasign.com/EXP or eXp Realty, you should get that discount of whatever the promo is that they're running at that time right on that page automatically.
Right.
And if not, you can marketing at exprealty.net. That goes right to them. You'll get that.
And there's
And
a
there's,
ton of these vendors
yeah,
in the hub too.
yeah. And they have great customer support, super nice people. They're out of, I believe, Texas.
Just all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So Curbio is for pre-sale renovations. You got a home, needs to be fixed. Seller doesn't have the money. If they have enough equity in their home and Curbio's in your neck of the woods, then they will send in vendors who can do the repair work, and they sign up and they sign for it, and the money comes out of the equity at closing.
Yeah.
but they're not everywhere, but they are in a
They're
lot of
not
places.
everywhere. They're not in our market.
Right. But they're growing all the time, and they will get there. Deposit Link, I don't know if Deposit Link's in every state, just opened in Florida not too long ago. It does have a $12 service fee, but it's a way for specifically landlords to transfer your commission money to Deposit Link versus mailing in a check so that it's instant cash and you get paid faster. And so, if that's something you want to do, you can look into that and see if it's open in your state. Because like I said, just opened in Florida a few weeks ago. So I don't know if it's in North Carolina or New York, but certainly you could ask. Dial Safe. So Dial Safe is pretty cool. So eXp created a platform or bought into a platform for the do not call list. So you can put the phone number in and it will pop out whether or not it's okay to call those people. So if you're not paying for a Red X or a Vulcan 7 and you're just calling people randomly, this is a great way to make sure that you're calling people that you're allowed to call so that you're not fined and you don't wind up in a lawsuit. So it's called Dial Safe, and you can find that through Workplace as well. So Divvy is rent to own for cash buyers, and if somebody wants to buy a home, maybe they got some credit issues that they're working on, and they can rent it for 6 months, put some money down, and they'll help them buy that house at the end of their lease. So it's a pretty cool program. There's also another one, like, what's it called, like American Preferred Partners or something like that. They've been around for years. So
there's a few of them. Ribbon was one of them.
Yeah. But Ribbon was more like just cash, right? I don't know if they were this much, but Ribbon was having some financial issues, but I think they're working through their problems. But Divvy, just another resource should you need it, right? So these are for your listings, right? iSpy 360 is a photography and virtual tour company, vetting photographers throughout the country to make sure that they're working at the highest level for the best price for eXp agents. Flow used to be called Flow Living, now just Flow. They turn your listings into ads. So it's kind of like the squeeze pages from KB Core, maybe at a higher level. So if you need somebody to help you do that and then post them onto social media, that's what they're about. Flow Code is pretty cool. They have a platform. It's really pretty inexpensive. It's like $20 a month. You can create unlimited amount of QR codes. You can use them for your listings. And when people scan that, it captures their phone number, and then you can call those people. And if it can match them to a name, they may even have to put in their name along with their phone number. So it catches the leads, and then you can turn around and manage them through their software and their CRM, and hopefully get more business, right? But $20 a month, that's not too terrible if you got a marketing need for QR codes. JTC Americas for investors with 1031 exchanges. So if you got anybody for that, that's our preferred vendor. Home Hunter, you don't really need to know about it so much, but pretty much Home Hunter is the Zen list for Europe and other countries outside of the United States. So not only
So wait, I'm sorry, Gail, Home Hunter takes our listings to all our global partners. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think it's for agents in other outside of the United States to have a Zen list MLS eXp exclusive program. I think it works through Home Hunter. I don't know that eXp exclusives is in Europe and Africa and everywhere else in the world. So they found another platform that was for them to use it. And you can see here, we're the pioneering brokerage for that. So it's a newer platform, but hopefully somehow it will all come together and it'll be all into one with eXp exclusive so that they can see it as well. But this is a European and outside of the US, India, Australia, New Zealand. So it's just another thing if you're talking to agents, trying to sponsor agents in another country. It's just another platform that we have that we may not use here in the United States, but it may help you sponsor and recruit an agent to eXp that lives someplace else, right? So it's just good to know that it exists.
Great stuff.
So Miro is also an expert in image and visual content solutions. So if you need help with photography, they do AI-based imaging. So they're just here to boost your photos at a higher level, and you can reach those people directly. Seller Shield. I love Seller Shield. This is such a great listing tool that you can give somebody. It's $250, $260, something like that for 2 years. And they take your state documents. So in Florida, we have a seller's disclosure, and they have put it on their platform. So instead of you giving it to the seller, they go on this platform, they fill it all out, and it protects the seller should a lawsuit happen after they close up to $20,000. So it's a great incentive even to get a listing for $250. I'd pay $250 to make $10,000 any day of the week. So I'm going to start offering that out as a listing proposition for the seller, because I think that it's really good. If you're not going to your state meetings, we're bringing all these people, all these vendors in to talk about these different platforms. You need to go to them in the world, because they're just full of valuable information. Utility Connect. So it's different in every state, but like in Florida, they're not allowed to do utilities, but they can do internet, they can do home security systems. And if your customers use their platform, you get a 15% commission. And, it's just an extra value of service that you can offer your buyers and sellers.
So another stream of income for our agents.
Yeah,
too.
and
That's
it may
nice.
just be a couple $100 a year, but
Yeah.
a few $100, right? Never,
Yeah,
nobody's
exactly.
money. Make it where you can, right?
Well,
So
if it
on the
saves the client money and the agent gets paid a little something, that's great.
Yeah, and it saves them time that somebody else is spending hours on the phone
Mhm.
hooking all this stuff up for you, and you don't have to. Like, awesome,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's a great concierge type service. Coldwell Banker has it. A lot of places have concierge services for years. So it's just about learning about these programs, seeing what's available in your state, and then deciding whether or not that's something you want to embrace into your platforms of the things you offer your customers, right? So AmbiView is an agent education for continuing ed classes. Blended Sense is also video and photography services. Chime, now Lofty, is another CRM. It's $40 a month. If you don't like KV Core and you're looking for something else, that's another solution. Done for You is also an investor type platform. So haven't really looked into that myself, but it's there. So they're going to help you generate more money. So it's worth looking into if you work with a lot of investors. If you ever wind up in a circumstance where you need a commission advance, there's eCommission. We have a relationship with them so that they charge you a little less, but only use it when you really are in dire straits, because they charge something like 22 to 24% of the take, right? So
I
you need
don't
12
like those programs.
I hate those programs. I think agents dig themselves in a hole and can never get out. And if your
That's right.
deal closes late, they charge you more money. If your deal dies and
Right.
now you apply it to the next deal, then they charge you more money because you're borrowing it for a longer
The
period
loan
of time.
shark.
They're just Shylocks, and they're greedy. I'm telling you, they charge 22 to like 28%. So only
Yeah.
use it if you're in a desperate corner, because they do take a good chunk of your dollars, right?
Mhm.
So KV Core. So let's talk about KV Core for a second. So KV Core has lots of programs, right? It's probably the biggest CRM and more that exists in the United States, end-to-end platform. And you just have to learn one thing at a time. So their CRM is very robust. Once you learn that, I mean, Karin once showed me their squeeze pages, which, can go right to Facebook for your listings. That's an awesome tool that they have. My ultimate favorite is Core Present. So Core Present is a CMA. I was happy when we were using KV Core and a lot of companies weren't, but there's a lot of companies now that are signing up. Remax signed up for it here in Florida. Kai's company uses it. Location uses it. And they're getting all of these. So if you're not using it, man, they're turning around and they may be giving your sellers, our competing agents, a better CMA than the one you're putting together. So I would tell you to go into KV Core, go down to the listings or the marketing and look for Core Presents and take a tour or take a class that KV Corps offers. It's super, super nice. One thing they have the ability to do, which I love, is they have the ability to look at all of the names in KV Core and add them all up. So if you're looking in a particular area that you're putting together a CMA, so Winston-Salem, where Karin lives, it could go in and it can pull together and say that there's 2,000 consumers working with eXp agents looking for homes like yours in your neck of the woods. And that's a pretty powerful chart, right? Because those are just eXp agents.
Repeat that one more time so everybody hears what you
So
just said.
if all of us that are on here all had all of our customers and use KV Core as our CRM, KV Core on their back end can see how many customers are looking in a particular area at homes. And then when you do the Core Present CMA, it puts together a chart. It shows them how many people are actually looking for homes in that area that are working with other eXp agents besides yourself.
It's almost reverse prospecting.
Exactly. So, but it's a cool chart to be able to show your sellers, right? And how many people are on the website looking at homes.
Right.
So that's another reason to have people be looking on, you know, all of our websites through KV Core for houses, right? But now they've kind of upped their game a little bit. Now they have Core Video just rolled out in Vegas. So I don't know a lot about all these programs because they just got released in October. Nosy Neighbor Marketing, Post-Closing Companion, and Property Boost. So they have some really neat programs that are coming out. I think their post-close is a little bit expensive compared to some of the others on the market, but you know, maybe they'll refine it, bring it back down, or offer more contacts. But you know, whatever it is, it's better than what most agents are doing, because most agents do nothing. Most agents never stay in touch with the people 6 months after they close. So even if it's a little bit expensive, it's better than nothing if you're doing nothing. So certainly worth investigating to see if these are any services that you want to incorporate in your platform. ShareWorks.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Core Video, what exactly is that?
It's videos for your listings.
Okay.
Okay.
Pop it up. Tracy, pop it up through KV Core. Go in there and look at all that stuff and just get real familiar. Do all of that on your own personal home and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ShareWorks is your platform from Morgan Stanley for your stock, so that you can see an enterprise, how much stock it is and how many shares you have, what's available to sell, what's still vesting, and what the current market value of all of that is. And I think it's delayed on the ticker 15 minutes, but it's pretty good. So we also have a company relationship with a company called Passive Prospecting, which is YouTube prospecting. So that's a good thing for everybody to be learning, because that's where people are growing their business, right on YouTube. We have Rate My Agent. A lot of people get this through their boards and MLSs, but eXp has a relationship if your board doesn't and you want to use their service so that you can get reviews. And then Real Grader. I love Real Grader, right? It's about $1,200-$1,300 now, but they turn around and they take your branding and they make sure it's the same on every single platform. So, you know, if you look one way on LinkedIn and another way on Facebook and you got something else on Instagram, they're going to pull all of that together and make you look professional and the same across 8 different marketing sites. So if it's not something you can do, it's a one-time fee, but they do a really great job. So we just made a relationship with a company called Resort Vacation Certificates. So you can, I think the first certificates are like $250, and you can buy these certificates and your customers can redeem them for discounts towards vacations. So you can reach out to Vera and learn more at landandtravel.com, and you can go on their website, resortvacations.com, and you can learn more about it. But this is
Boy,
also
that was smart of Vera to partner with eXp with that as a client gift. That's pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're
Brilliant.
doing high-end properties. You know, what are you going to buy somebody who has everything? But if you can give them a weekend away or a night at a really nice hotel or something, I mean, it's certainly worth looking into to see if it's something you want to offer certain customers, right? Because certainly after moving, everybody can use a night or two away for sure, right?
Well, in this coming economy, we have to offer more and more and more stuff because
Yeah.
listings don't sell and buyers don't buy
Yeah.
as fast. So everything. Hey, Gail, we're running about 5 minutes.
Okay,
So
so then let's move along.
try to
We're getting,
scroll.
so let's move along. We have a relationship with realty.com, a lead generation platform. Of course, we all know SkySlope for transactions and forms, and SkySlope TC, the CE shop for educational purposes. Transactly is another TC company. We know we have relationship with Regis Centers that you can stop by, meet your customers.
So
As I said before,
let's go back one slide. We're not in that big of a hurry. Transactly, if somebody needs transaction services, and there's a small fee for that. I think it's like $250 per
Something like that.
deal,
Yep.
something like
Yep.
that. Okay,
Yep.
keep going.
And then Regis, so if you're looking for a place to meet your customers and you don't want to meet them at a coffee shop, you can certainly meet them in the open space at Regis. We have those relationships. We own the Success brand, so we have Success coaching, agent coaching. Agent coaching in the next year is going to move under Brian Ellington, who's the new Chief Learning Officer. So that's going to be brought in-house. He's creating new programs. And Success coaching is going to be about life and health coaching. Right. We also have agent healthcare options. So you can always use this Calendly link and find out about that. You can book a call.
Great.
You all get the Success magazine. We have Success Lending. If you need a preferred mortgage person, you can find out through them who is in your area, and Success Space, which is co-working space. So if you know somebody who wants to buy a franchise and open that up, I think they're slow growing that. But that's coming. And again, that'll be something that's part of our relationships with the fact that we own Success, and you'll be able to use their open space. And if you know people who have to have an office, they don't work well at home, they'll be able to rent office space from them as well. eXp University, hopefully you go there. Hopefully your state on top of that has some training. There's the Fast Start program. There's the mentorship program for brand new agents. There's national training, there's on-demand training through Trackstar. And of course, there's just a slew of training all day long on a gazillion topics. Just remember that eXp University is in Pacific time, so you got to add time for wherever you are onto that, right? Mm-hmm. So we all know about Virbela. That's the eXp world we work in today. But in 2024, eXp World 2.0 is coming your way. We have a Florida broker room set up. We have small states like Alabama and a few others that are already moved over to Frame versus working in the eXp world that we now know it. And it has some really cool and funky stuff. And the avatars are kind of a little weird, but they're improving them all the time. But this is where you're going to have to go after Q1. I believe all the staff will be moved over. So you're going to have to adapt to this. It's web-based, no more logging in. So it's going to be super simple. You'll be able to connect everywhere. It's a really cool platform.
I like it. No more updating your
no more.
Platform.
It's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to learn how to navigate this and see when your state is moving over so that you can find the help that you need. So Zoocasa is a Canadian company that eXp bought. They were a tech platform, lead generation. They have an ISA department. They recently rolled out an agent accelerator program. If you know a newer agent's done about 5 deals, they can apply. If they get accepted, they will give them leads. I don't know what their referral fee is, and they will keep you in the program, coaching you and teaching you until you close 20 deals. And then you graduate from their program, and now you can buy leads from them, continue coaching or training
just
on your
in
own.
Canada.
But it started in Canada, but they are in the process of uploading 4,100 MLSs, and they will be across the United States if they're not already. So they are on the move.
Great, and we own that.
We own that, and
eXp owns that. eXp owns its own, essentially what's going to amount to our own MLSs. That's what, no one else, no small firms, no medium, they won't be able to continue to operate.
And the thing is that, you can't tell people where to look for homes, right? So there's a million platform. And so if we can capture leads from other platforms on
Right.
our own, and we can send our customers to be looking at these platforms, that we get these leads back and whatever, then it's going to be good. They're going to roll out kind of a platform like OpCity, like Zillow, where they charge 25 to 35%. But those leads are vetted leads. Those people are ready to go. They've already worked through their ISA department. They're actually using their ISA department and bringing realty.com up to speed so that they can qualify their leads as well and make it better.
Where do we sign up for that, Gail?
I think you just got to go to Workplace, put in Zoocasa and follow the
Okay.
links, or ask
Okay.
Luna where you can. I think, and if you
Oh, okay. Ask Luna. You got to start asking Luna.
Yeah.
'cause-
Or here, write this number down. Call this woman, 416-893-0895.
Thank you. Okay, keep going.
That's it. We're done.
Yay! Good job. That was a lot of
the whole
amazing
point is that,
information.
I can tell you that most eXp agents don't know iota of this stuff even exists. So whatever you've picked up today, you can't learn it all. But what you do know is you can go to revenos.com, you can go to solutions.exprealty.com, and you can continue to learn more and embrace whatever fits into your business.
I can tell you right now that we don't even scratch the surface in my office on
Yeah.
these things that we have. We don't even know to present them to other agents who need help. They need this.
Right.
There's so many people that they don't know it, and they're going to fail out when there's so much business to be had here at eXp, and people don't even comprehend it. And the little bit that we pay to eXp can be so overcome with some of these programs.
And not only that, when you're sponsoring agents and you're talking to agents, to teams, to small brokerages, large brokerages who you want to recruit, and you can talk the talk, man. They just overwhelm people and they go, oh my God,
Yeah.
can't believe
Well,
how
it
much there is, right?
I mean, I'm a seasoned agent, but I'm new to eXp. I've only been with eXp, what, Karen, 4 or 5 months?
Yeah,
4 months, I think. And it's
Yeah.
overwhelming. There are some days I'm just like, I just close the computer because I'm like, this is just too much. My brain can't handle it.
Well, here's the thing, right? You still need to work. That's your priority. You need
Right.
to make a living. And when you have a little free time, or you can book an hour into your calendar here and there, and you can learn one new thing, then that's all you need to absorb, right? And if it takes you a year, it takes you a year. But in a year, you're going to be a lot smarter than 90% of all the eXp agents.
Well, we're slow this week, and Nikki and I were just talking about this is going to be our focus this week, is to get to know this and jump in all these programs, get certified for them.
Yeah.
Because
And if
we
you're not
want that
going,
business.
we have a state meeting in Florida every week at 9:30 for 30 minutes. And we bring vendors in all the time where the agents are learning about these platforms in more detail than I can possibly tell you, because I don't really use a lot of these platforms as an employee. And you're just missing out, and you may be buying another platform for the same thing and paying more money when we have a relationship with somebody who can get you the same thing for a discount.
Well, and Gail, you still handle a handful of listings down in Florida,
Yes, of
and
course.
some buyers.
Yeah.
And you have connections all over
Yeah.
Florida where you can connect people. So if somebody
sure.
wants to send a referral your way, they can connect with
Yeah.
you first, and you can help.
I
send
recently
that
just closed a listing in Jupiter, Florida for an eXp agent out of Boston. I sent a referral to California, biggest referral check ever made. My net after my stock and eXp's cut was like $7,000. So because houses are expensive in California. So, I mean, just hook up with people.
That's a nice referral.
It's the biggest I've ever had in my 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Usually they're $2,000,
Referral.
$3,000, $4,000, but $7,000, man, that was a lot of money. And so, yeah, the house was like $1.4 million.
Well, Gail, thank you so much for this presentation
welcome.
today. Does anybody have any last minute questions for Gail? All right. Well, we're going to end it here. Gail, thank you for your time this morning. Thank you for this wealth of information. You know, I love you.
I love you too. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy
Yeah,
New Year.
you too.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.